Okay guys, so this video we're gonna go ahead and be showing you guys kind of a profit and loss. So I made two sheets here, one for FFE and one for Landstar, so I can show you guys the difference of what we're making now compared to what we used to make. These fixed costs, this setup is going to be different for FFE, and it's going to be different from what you guys are going to need depending on where you work. The reason being is Landstar kind of gives you it all on one little page, so it's easy. And if you know what your fixed costs are, it just makes it that much easier. So and also if you know how much you're putting into maintenance yourself. So where this fixed cost is coming from, this is on a monthly basis. Sheet 1, which is this one down here, line B14. So if we go back, you can see, if you watched that previous video, I had already figured out what my fixed costs were. Permits, plates, CPP, insurance, bobtail insurance, CLD, pre-pass, IFTA, liability, trailer, which we don't have trailer payment, and truck payment. So we're bringing that over here, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and divide this by 4. So we have 4 weeks in a month, and that's how we get our number. So this would this total here is these three combined. So as you can see, line B4, B5, and B6 all added up, and the profit and loss is B10, which is the revenue, minus the total, which is the total of the deductions. So let's go ahead and open up the first file so you guys can see the first settlement, which is going to be for 9/11. And the revenue we're going off of is the 1099 revenue. We're not going off of the line haul, because if we go off of the line haul, that's pretty much just a gross revenue, and we want the 1099 revenue, which means what is it after the cut, you know. So as you can see, this one we had a 65% cut, and we took home $9,444.31. So when you input those numbers, you see, with one thing I forgot to mention is fuel, which is top corner, was $2,500. So when you look at the numbers, it says that we took home $6,435. And there's one thing that's missing from here as well, which I'm just going to add with fuel because it's a variable, is we were negative 412 the previous one, so we were probably on vacation or something. But so our profit for this week would be $5,383. That's a great week. You know, that's take home. So depending on what our bills are, you know, that could have been paid it off or almost paid it off, depending on what our bills are, you know. So the next one is 8/28, and our 1099 revenue for this week is $7,081.66, and our fuel cost was $1,400. So it was $1,200 and $200 added up. And our profit for this week was $4,532. So as you can see, when you have it set up like this, it's kind of easy. So that's why I love Google Sheets, because it's like, okay, I just want to put the dates, you know, and then just put in my numbers. So if we go to 8/21, for example, and we look at how much fuel was, it was $2,500, but we also had 2 charges for mileage tax, which I don't understand mileage tax here. I need to ask, and I keep forgetting to. So we're going to add the fuel and the mileage tax, $98.37 plus $318.87. And you see, it makes it easy because I don't need to whip out a calculator. The software will just do it for me. You know, it already knows what I want. As long as I hit equal and then put in the equation, it knows what to do with that equation. You know, if I mess up somewhere, like I put divide but I don't hit what to divide by, it's going to tell me, hey, there's an error. you know, so, oh, my bad, I put a division. There you go. And if we put in the revenue right here, which was 9218.99, revenue of 5152. And again, this is after maintenance, this is after truck payment. So if you look, it says we should have taken home $6,088.46. Well, if you take off the fixed costs and the maintenance, then, well, the fixed costs would have to stay because they're already here. But if from this fixed cost we remove the truck payment and then we also remove the maintenance, we would get up to that number. So moving on, we got 814. For fuel, we used $2,000. And the revenue was 9838.53. This week was a revenue of $6,689.34. That's awesome because, and one thing I want to show here, also just kind of off of, if you're wondering how hard we had to run to do this, if we look at our fuel surcharge, which I'm not going to add into this, and we divide it by how much fuel surcharge was. Now, this 717 is going to be our best one. And so as you can see, we spent $2,000 for fuel, but we also had a mileage tax of $414.92. And again, the equations make it easy because you just hit equals what you want to do. It does it for you. You know, you don't have to change it all up. Revenue. Our revenue for this week was $12,709.69. Our profit for that 1 week was $9,145.58. Once again, we can look at what the fuel surcharge was, which was 2725.77 and divided by, okay, so the fuel surcharge with this company was 43 cents. So, and the way I got that is I did what the load confirmation said our fuel surcharge should have been and how many miles it should have been before we turned in our paperwork. So that's how I got 43 cents. Now let's see what we actually got paid for fuel surcharge. Again, that was 2725.77. Come on now. Equals 2725.77. Divide that by 0.43. 6,339 miles. Now let me look at 814 real quick, and we'll see what this one is. Actually, this one's also 43 cents. This is the same agent. Yeah, these are all the same agents, so that's awesome. As you can see with this load that we're running, it was 4,900 miles. And then with this one, it would be 4,500 miles. This one would be 76 divided by 0.43, 3,500 miles. So you can see we're not really working too hard to get these funds with this run that we were doing. 2163.98. Now this, something to keep in mind about this is this isn't an average. This is when it was doing good for us. A good average for us would be if we go back to, alright, I'm probably not going to post this one up just because I've already printed everything out. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Okay, so for fuel, we did 1,500 for fuel, and we also had a mileage tax of $51.04. So that's our cost, our total, and our revenue was $9,045.4, and we profited $6,345. Now this one is different. Mileage was, the fuel surcharge was $22.61.35, and the fuel surcharge for this one was much different. I think it was alright. So this one is saying that we should have done 5,000 miles and it should have given us $1,700. I forget your equals, and I did the math wrong. It should be $1,700 divided by 5,000 miles, 34 cents. So you can see we had to run quite a bit to make, let's see, the fuel cost was super low for one on this one, and this is our best week, so I'm not going to compare it to this. Like, we've never hit anything that high again, you know. So I'll compare it to this one here. The fuel was $500 cheaper, so yeah, it's a $550 difference, or $450 difference. The revenue was almost the same, you know, so we came up $300 short, except we had to run 1,700 more miles to come $300 short, you know. So yeah, this one was paying really good. This one was this was $5.21, just in case I decide to print it. Yeah, $5.21. So you can see, like, we had to run 6,600 miles to take home that. Now, given there's the fuel tax involved, you know, so if the fuel tax wasn't in there, we would have saved an extra 51 bucks, but we're still quite a bit away. Now, this one here, I would call that our average, because these here to the left of it, all of these, including 717, this was just a summer gig. It was only for the summer, kind of how UPS right now currently is just for the winter. And the thing about it is, these guys, they wanted teams, you know, so that's what made it easier for us to get in and stay in the longest. These guys, they can do solo or teams. You're better off doing teams though, because if you're solo, you can make more money just running Landstar, regular Landstar. But as a team, if you're running full time, you got to remember, we're taking a day off, and we ran 6,651 miles. We took a day off for Sabbath, so we could easily hit 7,000 miles, you know. And with 6,600 miles, we're hitting 6,345 bucks. So anyways, guys, that's how you can do a profit and loss. And I'm gonna go ahead and make an equation over for FFE so I can show you guys the difference. But yeah, so that's profit and loss for Landstar. Now let's move on to FFE.